Hi, everybody. So, what I want to do is I want to talk to you about meditation. I'm going to give you a little brief rundown before I do the meditation video, but I'm just going to go over some of the basics of it. For those of you that have already meditated before, you can skip this part. For those of you that are brand new to meditating, you're going to want to watch this video and practice some of the things that I'm doing during the video. First thing, I would suggest meditating in the morning when you first get up. Now, if you're a person that when you get up, you're dragging, you can't get your eyes open, you need 3 cups of coffee, you may want to wait until you're a little more wide awake or wait until nighttime. Some people need that fire to go in the morning. But if you're a person that's like, I need to clear my head, I need to get myself clear, it's a good idea to meditate in the morning, okay? Now, biggest complaint I ever hear, I cannot meditate because I cannot block out the distractions. Okay. I think distractions are part of learning how to meditate. Sometimes you have distraction because you're saying, I'm picturing that I'm on a mountaintop in Nepal, but the bird out your window keeps chirping. Well, maybe what your meditation is telling you, stay present. Focus on the bird outside your window, not the mountaintop in Nepal. Maybe it's a spirit guided message of saying, stay here, stay in the present, not somewhere in fantasy. Okay? All right, so when you hear that bird chirping out the window and you go, forget it, I can't do it now, the bird's distracting me. No. When you hear the bird, acknowledge, say, okay, I hear that bird chirping, but I acknowledge it. It's a beautiful sound. I'm going to keep going. Now they might chirp again and you might go, okay, heard it again. Keep going. After a while, it'll go so far into the background, you might not even hear it. Okay. Now, next thing, your dog barks, your phone rings, and you're like, oh, that's it, I'm done. You don't have to stop. You can acknowledge it again and just keep going. I made a video about your serenity space, your sanctuary space, your safe place in your home, a spot in your home that you have designated to be where you're going to meditate, when you're going to do your spiritual, or where you're going to do your spiritual activities. You want to try to use this place. Now, if you can't, you can go in your bedroom, you can go in your bathroom, you can go in your kitchen table, you can go pull a chair up next to a window, whatever you need to do. Okay, first thing though is this. You're going to want to put your feet firmly on the ground. You can either, for most people, you're going to hear them say in a video, put your feet hips length apart. So it's the same width as how your hips come out, okay? Other people put them together. Other people sit lotus style. Other people lay down. But what I'm going to advise for those of you that are just learning how to meditate, please sit up, okay? Put your feet on the ground. Spread them apart a little bit so you're differentiating right to left, all right? Firmly plant them on the ground and literally push your toes down and then push your heels down. Push your toes down, push your heels down, and then flat to the ground. It's like you're feeling the ground and you're making sure you have full connection from the front of your foot to the back of your foot. All right, now you're firmly planted. Your back needs to be straight, all right? So what they're telling you is make sure you keep your back straightly aligned, straight up. They're going to say to you so your chakras are even. We're not going into chakras yet. I will, but not yet. So, all right, so feet are firmly planted on the ground. For right now, what I want you to do is press your toes into the ground, press heels. Toes, heels. Toes, heels, flat foot. And like push your feet down. Like you can see me moving a little bit. Push your feet down. It's like, okay, I can feel the floor under my feet or whatever's under your feet. Now, back straight. Now, the big thing is your shoulders. Because usually at this point, you're like tense. Drop your shoulders. Relax your shoulders, okay? Super important. When I do meditations throughout them, I will remind you, relax your shoulders, drop your shoulders, because we have a tendency to pull them back up. We're trying to pay attention and be focused and do the meditation right. Meditation's not about perfection, but I will keep reminding you, drop your shoulders, relax your jaw. So I'm talking, I can't do that, but when you want to just sit quiet, and I'll say relax your jaw, it means opening your jaw a little bit. Okay? Now, next step, breathing. People ask me, I don't know what the proper way to breathe is. When I'm teaching you, all I'm going to tell you is in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now, here's the key though for me. When you breathe in through the nose, you take a deep cleansing breath in and you're going to count for 3. So breathe in and then you exhale for 3. When I breathe in, you see my shoulders go up. When I breathe out, you see them go down. So breathe in, breathe out. Now, when you're breathing in, you can visualize a balloon sitting right here in your lungs. And when you breathe in, you're filling the balloon up. And when you breathe out, you're deflating the balloon. So breathe in, exhale. The last breath, when I do it for the third time, you should blow out forcefully. It's going to be more than 3. So we're going to breathe in through the nose for 3, and then for the last cycle of 3, blow out as much air as you can until you can no longer blow out air. Okay, ready? Breathe in. Exhale. Totally down. Your shoulders are down. You can't breathe out anymore. You may feel a little bit out of breath. Don't breathe so hard that you get lightheaded. All right, next. I do everything in cycles of 3, so I will do breathe in 3 cycles, breathe out 3 cycles, hold for 3. It's just easier for you guys to remember. There's a different type of breathing I'll teach you later to do with anxiety. Now, again, shoulders. Now, let's just say you're holding really tense. Always after each cycle of breathing, just drop your shoulders back down. Now, here's a couple things I want to hit on. If you have respiratory disorders, if you're a heavy smoker, you may not be able to breathe in that deep. Do it as comfortably as you can. When you start breathing like this, your body chemistries are changing. You're altering the levels of oxygen and carbon dioxide in your body, and it's like telling your brain, like, all right, let's relax, like fight or flight kind of thing. But also, if you have an injury, if your lungs are damaged, this could be hard for you to do. Just go gentle. Breathe in for 3. Breathe out for 3. Breathe in for 3. Breathe out for 3. Breathe in for 3. Breathe out for 3. It doesn't have to be as extreme as I was doing it before, but if you have no restrictions, you should be doing it as fully and as deeply as you can, okay? Now next, let's say you have back injury, and you're like, I can't just sit like this. It really hurts. I'm in a comfortable chair. You can lean back in the chair. You can lean back into a comfortable position. You can put your legs, let's say, so that hurts to sit that way. I'm better if my legs are out straight or elevated. That is fine too. But what it is you're trying to get your energies aligned. You're trying to get your energies flowing. So when you're doing this, we're going to start with our feet firmly on the ground. So let's do this now. Toes to the ground, heels, toes to the ground, heels, toes to the ground, heels, flat foot, push down. Good. Drop the shoulders. Make sure your back is straight. If you can't for medical reasons, just get into the most comfortable position you can. Make sure your feet are not touching. Okay, you want them spaced apart. Breathe in through your nose. Ready? For count of 3, breathe in. Drop the shoulders. Breathe out. Breathe in. Drop your shoulders. 1, 2, 3. Good. One more time. Breathe in. Balloon in the chest. You're expanding your chest. Breathe in for 3. 1, 2, 3. Exhale and deflate that balloon. All the air out of your lungs, okay? So this is the basics to meditation. Now, if you're doing this and the dog starts barking, keep doing it. If you're doing this and the phone rings, keep doing it. If you're doing this and your kids start screaming at you, do one of these to them. Maybe they'll stay over there, or maybe they'll come over and they'll do what you're doing, or go like this to them and let them practice what we were just doing, okay? This is really good to do with kids. I would advise doing this in the morning. Again, if you are a person that you can't wake up until you have 3 cups of coffee in you, you might want to do this at night to calm yourself down. You're going to practice breathing techniques through the day. Practice them in your car, practice them at work, at your desk, or wherever you're working, but breathing techniques you could do anywhere. These are great to do when you're mad. When you want to say something to somebody you know could be damaging, breathe in for 3. Calm yourself down. Do cycles of 3 until you feel like literally like your body has relaxed. Make sure you physically serrate. Shoulders, drop, jaw, drop. Because a lot of times we're angry, we hold our jaw like this. Drop your jaw, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I want you guys to practice what I just did. Heels to the ground, toes to the ground, heels, toes, like that. Then you're going to make sure your legs are a little bit apart, feet a little bit apart. Your hips should be aligned with your shoulders best as you possibly can, and your feet aligned as well. If not, get into a comfortable position that works for you. And then you're going to do the cycles of 3 for breathing. Practice this breathing. I used to practice all the time when I was driving, as long as you're not distracted by it. I will next put up an actual video for you now that you know how to plant those feet on the ground to ground yourself, how to get your body language down right, how to kind of acknowledge acknowledge distractions or really pay attention to them. And then last but not least, the breathing technique. I will be posting up a video next that will align your body energy with your breathing. All right.